In Nnewi, where poverty strangles dream, young Chidi sought wealth through a dark ritual. Tempted by the native doctor's promise, he traded hope for a cursed fortune. But the spirit demanded a heavy price. This is the tale of a boy named Chidi, whose desperation led to ruin. In the dusty outskirts of Nnewi, a bustling town in Nigeria, lived a young man named Chidi. At 22, he carried the weight of his family's struggles on his lean shoulder. His father died when he was still a boy, leaving his mother Nneka to raise him and his 3 younger siblings alone. Nneka sold vegetables in the local market. Her hands calloused from years of toil, but her earnings barely kept hunger at bay. They lived in a modern world house, and Chidi's dream of attending university had long been buried under the harsh realities of poverty. Chidi was a dreamer, though in the evenings, after helping his mother at the market, he would sit under the mango tree in their compound, sketching business ideas in a tattered notebook. He imagined owning a shop, maybe even a chain of stores, where he could sell electronics or clothing, anything to lift his family out of their endless struggle. But dreams required money, and the money was scarce as rain in the Harmattan season. One afternoon, as Chidi carried a basket of vegetables for his mother, he overheard a group of men at the market talking in whispers. They spoke of a man named Maazi, a native doctor who lived deep in the forest beyond the town. "He can make you rich," one of them whispered. His eyes gleamed with possibility. "All it takes is a small price, and your life will change." Chidi's heart raced. He had heard stories of such men, juju priests, who wielded powers beyond human understanding. Desperation ground at him. His youngest sister, Amara, needed medicine for a persistent cough, and the landlord had threatened to evict them if they didn't pay the overdue rent. That night, under the flickering light of kerosene, Chidi made a decision. He would find Maazi. The next morning, he told his mother he was going to look for work in town. Instead, he trekked for hours through the dense forest. After some hours, he finally reached the clearing where a small hut stood. The walls adorned with strange symbols. Maazi was an old man, sharp and unyielding. His voice was low, almost as a growl, as he invited Chidi to sit on a wooden stool inside the hut. "Why have you come, boy?" he asked. "I need money," Chidi said, his voice trembling. "My family is suffering. I will do anything to help them." Maazi studied him for a moment, then nodded. "Wealth can be yours," he said, "but the spirit demands a price. Are you willing to pay?" Chidi nodded eagerly, his desperation drowning out of the warning in the old man's tone. Maazi instructed him to return the next night with specific items: a white cock, a bottle of palm wine, and a piece of cloth belonging to someone he loved. Chidi didn't hesitate. He stole a piece of his mother's headscarf and gathered the other items, ignoring the unease that coiled in his chest. The ritual took place at night. Maazi slaughtered the chicken, letting his blood drip into a calabash filled with herbs and what looked like ash. He then pasted it on Chidi's forehead and handed him a small amulet wrapped in red cloth. "Keep this with you always," he said. "The spirit will guide you to wealth. But in 7 months, you must return with the one whose cloth you brought. And if you fail, the spirit will take back what they gave and more." Chidi's stomach dropped. My mother, he whispered. You want me to bring my mother? Mazi's eye glinted. The spirit chose their price. Do you accept? Chidi's mind raced. He couldn't imagine bringing his mother to this place, subjecting her to whatever dark forces Mazi commanded. But the promise of money, of a better life, was too powerful. He convinced himself that he would find another way, a loophole to outsmart the spirit. I accept, he finally said, clutching the amulet. The change was immediate. The next day, Chidi found a wallet on the side of the road, stuffed with crypt naira notes, more money than he had ever seen. He used it to pay the landlord and buy medicine for Amara. A week later, a distant uncle he barely knew died and left him a small plot of land in town. Chidi sold it and used the money to open a small electronic shop in a market. His business boomed. Customers flocked to him. He hired 2 assistants, expanded the shop, and soon rented a proper house for his family, complete with a tin roof that didn't leak. Nneka was overjoyed but suspicious. Chidi, where is all this money coming from? She asked. I've been lucky, Mama, he said, avoiding her eyes. Business is good. She didn't press further, but her gaze lingered on him, heavy with unspoken questions. Chidi pushed the memory of Mazi one into the back of his mind. He told himself he would find a way to appease the spirit without involving his mother. Perhaps he could offer more money, more sacrifices, anything but her. Months passed, and Chidi's wealth grew. He bought a car, enrolled the siblings in a better school, and even began plans to open a second shop. The amulet never left his side, tucked into his pocket like a talisman. But as the 7th month approached, a shadow crept into his life. Nightmare plagued him, visions of faceless figures demanding payment, their voices echoing Mazi's warning. He grew irritable, snapping at his assistants and avoiding his mother's questions. One evening, he returned to the forest. He found Mazi sitting outside his hut, as if expecting him. The time is near, the old man said. Where is the woman whose clothes you brought? I can't bring her, Chidi said, with his voice breaking. She's my mother. I will give you anything else. Money, animals, anything. Mazi shook his head. The spirit do not bargain. You know the price. I didn't know it was her, Chidi cried. You never said it clearly. You chose not to hear, Mazi said. If you do not fulfill your part, the spirit will take what is theirs, and they are not merciful. Chidi left the hut in a daze, his mind a storm of fear and guilt. He couldn't betray his mother, the woman who had sacrificed everything for him. But the thought of losing his newfound wealth, of returning to grinding poverty of his past, was unbearable. He spent sleepless nights wrestling with his conscience, searching for a way out. The 7th month arrived, and Chidi did not return to Mazi. Instead, he doubled down on his business, hoping his success would somehow protect him. But the spirits were not easily defied. His shop began to falter. Customers began to leave. Goods disappeared. And his assistants quit, complaining of strange occurrences, voice whispering in the dark. Chidi's car broke down and repairs drained his savings. Bills piled up and creditors began knocking. He could not sleep at night. He always heard whispers and saw shadows in the corners. One day, he found the amulet was missing from his pocket. He tore his house apart searching for it, but it was gone. Panic consumed him. Without the amulet, he felt exposed, as if the spirits were watching his every move. Nneka noticed the change in her son. "Chidi, what have you done?" she asked, as she confronted him. "This wealth is not natural. Tell me the truth." He wanted to confess and beg her for forgiveness, but shame held his tongue. "It's nothing, Mama. Just bad luck." But it was more than bad luck. The spirit denied their price and began to extract their toll. Chidi's mind unraveled. He wandered the street at night, speaking to himself with fear in his eyes. He saw his mother's face in every shadow, accusing him and pleading with him. The market traders began to avoid him, whispering that he was cursed. His shop closed. The house he had rented was repossessed, forcing his family back to their old leaking hut. One rainy night, Chidi's madness reached its peak. He stood in the middle of the market square, soaked to the bone, screaming at the sky, "Take it back! Take it all, just leave me alone!" Passerby hurried past, with their faces mixed with fear and pity. Nneka found him there. She tried to pull him home, but he pushed her away and ran into the darkness. The next morning, Chidi was found dead by the roadside. The official report said he had died of exhaustion and malnutrition, but the market traders knew better. The spirit took him, they whispered to themselves. He played with forces he didn't understand. Nneka buried her son in a small plot behind their house. Her heart was broken. She never learned the full truth of her son, Chidi, but she carried the weight of his loss for the rest of her days. The amulet was never found, and Maazi hut in the forest stood empty, as if the old man had vanished with the spirit he served. Nnewi, Chidi's story became a cautionary tale, told in hushed tones at market stores and under mango tree. It was a reminder that wealth, when sought through dark means, come at a price too heavy for any soul to bear. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and thank you for watching.